Welcome to day 5 highlights of Henley Royal Regatta. Semi-final Saturday was upon us and a last chance for the 88 remaining crews to make it to Sunday's showdowns. It's taken guts, skill and effort just to make it this far, but the crews would need to muster all of their strength to battle the pouring rain and each other to secure their spot on finals day. Here's Olympian Sarah Winkless to tell us more on what it takes to progress beyond Saturday.
We're here now on Saturday. It's just so exciting. 2 heats left for every final. Everyone wants to have the chance to compete for the red boxes tomorrow. I think every morning those who are left in have to start again. You have to draw a line on what happened yesterday. You forget that legs are tired, and they will be tired. You know, this course is 2,112 metres long. We've had a tailwind to help them, but there is that stream and there is a lot of racing in their legs. You have to forget that. It's a new day, a new opportunity. Win this one. The skills that will be really setting people apart this weekend is the whole team. Who has the experience to manage their crews? It's so exciting here. Some of them have been racing since Tuesday, and of course it is exhausting. You're outside, you're wanting to compete each day, people want to wish you well, and are you able to compete and then turn off, recover, rest, prepare? And that takes the crews, of course, but the coaches having the experience and the places that they're staying, supporting them in that as well. It's really tempting because Henley is so buzzing, but these athletes, their buzz is on the water. For those who will be competing tomorrow, they are going to have every emotion. They're going to be delighted they've got through their semi-finals, but of course tomorrow is the one that matters. Their minds will go from that tiny road from the finish just round to here, already on to the next race. That excitement, but that nervousness, you've got to do it again.
Rivalries are aplenty at Henley, and on Saturday morning it was the turn of 2 neighbouring clubs, Thames and London, to contest for bragging rights. They met in 2 events in the morning session, in the Wargrave and in the Thames Challenge Cups.
Oh, the drama, the noise, the power as they go away from the start pontoons and past Temple Island and heading down the water now. 2,112 metres of water stretching out towards Henley Bridge, and watching the London boats steering. It's a little bit of a jaunt out towards the middle of the water, which they've corrected quickly. So the Wargrave Challenge Cup. We know that Thames A are in. Looks like Thames B will be out. And it'll be Thames A versus London tomorrow in the final, but there's still a few more strokes to go.
Yeah, starting to look dominant now. London Rowing Club A in the 3-seat there, Elizabeth Cottrell. She's the captain of London Rowing Club since 2022. So no doubt helping to drive her crew down to the line here.
So well done to that London boat. They've really shown their class here. London Rowing Club A through to the final. Zipping past the finish line and back past our commentary box in the rain. And not too far behind Thames Rowing Club B. Good depth from that club. It'll be a final tomorrow in the Wargrave Challenge Cup for London Rowing Club A against Thames Rowing Club A. And away they go, trying to get as much speed injected into the boat as quickly as possible. See the effort and the strain there in that London boat.
London looked quicker onto the second stroke there, but actually it looks to me, we'll see from the other angle, it looks to me like Thames just got the better of that start.
Yes, I think looking at the pictures here, London Rowing Club may come away from Temple Island with a slender lead. Let's have a look. Thames Rowing Club, yeah, they're 3/4 of a length up, are they? No, well, less than that, 1/4 of a length. Thames Rowing Club at this stage looking good.
Yeah, it does look like Thames have pulled a bit out there.
They have. And they've had to as well. They have been asked to dig deep. So Thames Rowing Club on the Berkshire station, trying to see off London, and they have done. They've stretched that lead back up to a length. Brilliant race.
Yeah, they've done really well there to keep their cool. It is pretty daunting when you're out there on the course and that crew comes back at you and even comes level. You've got to really answer that question, and it does look like Thames have done that now.
Thames keep their focus, keep their cool, and keep their lead to the end. But mid-race, that was a great effort from London Rowing Club. Asked so many questions, and you can understand why the celebrations in the Thames boat.
So honours even for Thames and London after the morning session. Now in the Grand Challenge Cup, the 4 remaining crews in that had been neatly divided by the draw into All-American and All-British clashes.
Attention! Go!
A long way, Grand Challenge Cup off the blocks. Oxford, Brooks and Taurus, left-hand side of your screen versus Leander.
It does look like Brooks got a jump there straight away, a little bit quicker onto that second stroke, and it just looked to me like they took a seat pretty quickly there.
This is the biggest, fastest boat you're going to see out here. The Grand Challenge Open Men's 8s. All the time you'll see the international crews in this event, but you're seeing 2 huge boat clubs going up against each other, and Brooks got a bow ball. You can hear the cheers. Those Brooks fans, those Leander fans are winning these boats across the finish line. And Brooks are moving. They've got a length, and now they can breathe. That's a good position to be in.
Starting to look a little bit ragged, Brooks, but they've done enough. They've done the right thing.
As they come into the last 100 metres, they know they have got a place almost in tomorrow's final of the Grand Challenge Cup. And what a response there to a strong Leander press.
Yeah, it was a textbook race from Brooks. Go hard, get up, hold.
Attention! Go! And off they go. A heat of the Grand Challenge Cup, the University of Washington, USA, on the Berkshire Station. Princeton and Craftsbury of the USA on the Buckinghamshire Station.
There's a lot going down there. Princeton got onto the first few strokes a bit quicker, but both crews very aggressive off the start as they need to be.
Now these 2 crews should be fairly evenly matched. Washington have dominated the collegiate scene this year, coming up against this Princeton crew, who are a combination of Olympic hopefuls. They've just missed out, a lot of these guys, on making that Paris team. They're here to really finish off their season.
University of Washington now don't look too troubled by what Princeton are trying to throw at them.
Keith Jacobs, he can just tell his crew there, we've got this, keep moving, squeeze away from your fellow Americans. You're pushing past them and pushing yourself onto the finals day. The last few strokes here, they can enjoy this. The crowds are on the bank, they're on their feet, they're applauding what they're seeing in this outstanding University of Washington crew, who have taken the win there in the Grand, beating Princeton and Craftsbury of the USA.
So an exciting transatlantic battle to look forward to on finals day. Now this week there has been much focus on these boats, the single sculls, and in particular Oliver Zeidler's boat, because the German has elected to use Henley in his Olympic preparation. He's going for his 4th Diamond Challenge Sculls title. To do that though, he faced the stern semi-final challenge of Spain's Daniel Gutierrez.
Gutierrez of Spain on the left-hand side of your screen on the Berkshire Station, and Olli Zeidler of Germany on the Buckinghamshire Station.
Gutierrez really got a march on Zeidler there.
Well, you're racing against a world champion in the form of Olli Zeidler. What is the game plan really there for Gutierrez, Stan?
I think there is only one game plan, and that is go off hard and just do what you can.
You see those German spoons dropping in and popping out of the water. It's also a proud moment to come here and represent your club and your country as he comes down to that applause of the crowd.
It's a very assured row through the enclosures from Zeidler. He knows he's got this one. He's just eased off the racing a little bit, and the crowd seem to be appreciating the quality of the rowing that they're seeing right now.
Well, a fairly untroubled scull for Zeidler. We will see him resting up today, or maybe we won't. Maybe he'll go and be seeing some friends on the bank, but a strong performance. He looks down at his stroke coach, stops his clock. He'll record this. The data will still be used as Gutierrez gets a clap in from the crowd. Little look across. Hopefully he can soak in that applause, coming in second today.
Zeidler dominant there as he marches on to Henley Sunday for a fourth time. He'll be facing American Jacob Plehill, who beat Australian Hamish Harding. It'll be his first Diamond Challenge Sculls final in his third Henley Royal Regatta. And I caught up with him after his win.
It was between World Cup 3 and Henley, and since I had to go through the qualifier in Lucerne, going back to the States and going to race World Cup 3 would have been really bad timing. Be a couple weeks, go to Europe, a couple weeks back, and then go back to Europe. So this really worked out timing-wise super well. I'll join up with the rest of the US team on Monday over in Italy. So I really only came out a week early, and I got a bunch of great racing experience and nothing like Henley, you know. So yeah, just icing on the cake on the journey.
Rain is no barrier to enjoying an afternoon at this regatta, with fans able to relax, wine and dine with that famous Henley hospitality. And there was high class on the water as well, with some corkers in the early afternoon.
In the Thames Challenge Cup, Men's Club 8, Leander Club, Cerise in white and top of your screen versus De Hoop of the Netherlands. De Hoop look like they've had a very strong start. Leander are not going away.
No, it looks, I mean, it's hard to tell from here, but it looks pretty tight right now.
And we expect that. This is the penultimate day of racing. Tomorrow's the finals. If you're going to get in that final, if you're going to win, you've got to beat everyone. As we see De Hoop of the Netherlands on the left-hand side of your screen there, with the red stripe vertically running down their lycras.
Yeah, De Hoop do look to have established a decent advantage there now.
They're looking a little bit more ragged now in their blade work, De Hoop, as Leander are coming careering down through the enclosures.
You're right, you're right. I mean, both crews looking a little bit ragged at this point, but fair play to them, because they will be knackered at this point, holding on.
A little look across there in the coxswain seat, Hermione Hill. She's telling her boys, you can do this. Can they do it?
De Hoop, for my money, have responded. They've responded. Yeah, De Hoop have maybe a quarter, a third of a length.
And look at that, De Hoop have kept their heads up. Their strokeman looks like he's absolutely spent. Peter Deacon, can you hold on for these dying stages of the race? Or can Leander sprint? It looks like bow ball to bow ball as we come to the finish line.
Oh, I think De Hoop got there in the end, didn't they? But Leander really, really pushed them there. I did not think it was going to be that close from 500 out.
We are here on the start with the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy. This is Newport Aquatic Centre, USA, on the left against Headington School on the right. This is going to be a really exciting junior women's eights race. So it's really turning into a great race. And for my money, Headington just starting to look a little bit more comfortable, lengthening out a little bit more. Maybe Headington can feel that they're moving. We're going to pass our camera exactly so we'll be able to see exactly what's happening. My goodness, yeah, still a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 seats to Newport at this stage. Headington trying to hang on and doing so quite courageously over the last couple of hundred metres. Great Britain on the left, USA on the right, Headington School and Newport as they come into the crowds. You can hear excitement from everybody. This is a tremendous junior women's eights race. I think Newport are finally starting to move on Headington.
Absolutely, they're really going for it now, Newport. And I'm wondering, as it comes up, we can see the angle, if they've got a bit more advantage, and it looks like they have. This is going to be a cracker of a finish.
So we're into the last 15 strokes. It's Headington School, half a length over Newport, who have come back from nearly a length down. Newport are still trying to move. The crews are coming together. It's about how many strokes you can get in, and the legs are burning, the lungs are bursting. But it's Headington School staying ahead as they come to the last 3 strokes of the race at Henley Regatta. Headington School booking their place in a final. Great mature row from them coming back through in the second half.
The junior events have had some of the most captivating races at this year's regatta, and there were 2 more crackers in the junior 8s, starting with this East Coast versus West Coast heat in the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy.
It's an American derby here. We've got East Coast versus West Coast. Get your coffee on if you're in California, your mid-morning stack if you're in New York State. Here we go with a great race up and coming in the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy. Here come Marin, and I think they're moving a couple of centimetres a stroke every stroke at the moment, and that's a tough thing if you're in the Rye crew, to see that you've got somebody different sitting alongside you, and it's moving and it's moving and it's moving. I like the way the young women from Marin are moving now, the experience of their Cox, Jackson, Tupper, knowing this is the part of the course where you really have to move, and Rye need to kind of come up with a response now. Marin, well, they're trying to do what they can, but it still looks like Rye have got the edge.
Yeah, it's such a horrible part of the race, and I think anyone who's been through it before never forgets it. You know, I think they just, well, we can see here that Rye are pushing on. It looks like they've got a bit more of an advantage now. They're really sprinting for the line. They're desperate for that place in the final and take on Headington School.
So Rye have accelerated and accelerated through the enclosures, and they're now pulling out towards a length, and Marin haven't been able to respond. I think we could see them looking a bit more tired in that final, as they came into the final quarter of the race. So it's only a few strokes to go now, and all Rye have to do is hold on and keep in time with each other as their legs burn. You can start to see them really struggling a little bit technically, just because they've spent everything they could to get across that line first. And well, they finish probably 2/3 to 3/4 of a length ahead of Marin. What a great battle, an epic battle in the junior women's 8. This is the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup, first race for in 1946, when the young Princess Elizabeth first visited the Royal Regatta here at Henley. And we've got Eton College in the white boat in their distinctive Eton colours, and then in the hoops it's Shiplake College closest to us. Look at this from above, the sun shining down on these 2 shining examples of junior men's rowing. Umpire Gwyn Batten warning there, they're just coming a little bit close together. This is the crosswind a few of them have tackled, but it's not a serious situation. And Shiplake gained a couple of seats, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they have. They're on the move a little bit, and I think with relative speed. So this will be an important part of the race for Eton as well, because they're going to need to acknowledge what's happening, take that in, check it, and keep moving, because once again we talked about momentum before, and if you let the momentum swing the other way, I think to change the lead again, it can be very difficult.
It could be Shiplake's day here, as you said, a bit more dynamic, bit more confident. They are on the up. They did it yesterday, they're doing it again today, taking a crew down from behind. This is brilliant, mature, exciting rowing from Shiplake.
This is very exciting. I think you can hear the crowd on the bank. Everyone's out there cheering for these 2 crews, and Shiplake, I was just so impressed with how mature their rowing was for such young rowers, to be able to be dropped by that much, to keep their heads, still be able to push back onto their rhythm, and then take about a length every few hundred metres. It's been an incredibly impressive row from these young men.
It's such a good feeling to be able to come through a crew like that with maturity and class, and each time you do it, it gives you more confidence. Benjamin Brooks, Jack Duggan, Finlay Rhys-Jones, William Harper, Callan Wallace, Henry Day Clark, Joshua Barnes, Isaac Dean, Cox by Montgomery Walker through the line. Great row from Shiplake, beating Eton. Isaac Dean at stroke, his hand goes in the air, punching it with delight. You can see the bonds that are built through rowing here.
We tried to keep our heads very cool. Our stroke, Isaac, turned around to the rest of the crew at the start of the race and said, trust my rhythm, trust the process. and Monty, which is me, will tell you what to do.
And you did?
Yeah, eventually. We decided at a certain point in the track that we will go, and when we're going, we will not stop.
Another fantastic showcase of schoolboy rowing with Shiplake marching on to Sunday's final. Now, as the day brightened up, the top quality rowing continued with this barnstormer in the Island Challenge Cup.
But there's the start. University of London are racing Newcastle University in the Island Challenge Cup. Newcastle in the white boat on the left-hand side of your screen, and University of London in the yellow boat, the Empacker, and they are on this buck station on the right-hand side. It is a significant lead, but Newcastle won't give up hope. They had to come back on Durham yesterday. Could they do it today, Grace?
Yeah, well, I actually feel like UL was really moving quite quickly through Newcastle. But I feel like Newcastle sort of put a little bit of a stop to that. So I wonder if they're going to take confidence from their race yesterday and actually know that they can do that again today. But this is going to be a very important part, and a very important part for the Newcastle coxswain to be like, if we want to change this round, we've got to go now. You can't let them get too far in front. But I've been impressed with the response I've had from the Newcastle crew so far.
So the cox of Newcastle, the 24-year-old medic, Sasha Visvanathan, is going to be saying, you can see him there looking across at UL, look, we've got the advantage coming up to this near side. It's your race now, girls, and UL need to hang on. It's about UL hanging on. I'm not sure they can move away anymore. Newcastle coming back at UL, Grace.
This has been, I think the lead's changed multiple times, and it's the race that we expected it was going to be. But Newcastle has just managed to have that second gear change and sort of take their rate up a little bit more than UL and push the line. And it looks like UL is just faltering at the last hurdle.
Newcastle University have the edge as they come up to the finish line. It is another famous, another sensational, another fantastic victory for the Star Club women from Newcastle University. Incredible. They take that race by half a length. They had to row through UL, the strong women of University of London.
One of the races of the week there in the Island, and the Saturday night entertainment kept on coming.
This is the elite event for women, the Remmenham Challenge Cup. And on the far side, we have the might of Henley Royal Club from the Netherlands. And on this side, which is the right side of the course, we have Princeton Training Centre and Arian USA. And you can see Hollandia still have the lead. So stroked by Lynn van Aaldhout from Skadi, the under-23 World Championships in 2023 in Plovdiv. She got a silver medal in the pair with Njorta Wilms, who's in the 4th seat. Lisanne van der Leij, the political strategist at the municipality of Den Bosch. She's there in the 6th seat. That can count 1, 2, and the 3rd one back from the stroke. Den Bosch, a lovely town. She loves her sticky toffee pudding, apparently. And Marta Damon is an under-23 world champion in the 5th seat back when they were in Sarasota in 2019. But there is the move. The US are just inching, and they have now got, what would you say, that's a foot or maybe half a metre lead over the crew from Hollandia? That's Hannah Painter from Princeton, in front of her too, Sophie Hahn from Yale, Camille van der Meer, she's a Tiger from Princeton. In the 4th seat, Holly Drack, a Husky from UW. In the 5th seat, Isabella Darwin at Wisconsin. And great program that in Wisconsin. 6, Caitlin Canast, who's from Stanford University. Such a strong program at Stanford. And 7, Hannah Heveld from Rutgers, the Scarlets. You heard us talk about her. She's born in Amsterdam, but she's rowing for Australia. And in the stroke, Megan Lee, and she lost to this Dutch crew when she was stroking the Cambridge 8 in the kind of warm-ups for the boat race. I thought the Dutch 8 looked fantastic that day, but she's trumped them now.
Yeah, and the Dutch crew hasn't given up. They're still trying to stay in it, but the question is, I think they may have left it too late as we come into this final stretch of the race. It looks as though they've taken the rate up and are moving a little bit on this USA, but here comes the line, and I think it's coming all too quick.
So the USA take the win against the Netherlands in that semi-final of the Remenham Challenge Cup, the top-level event here for women's eight.
Semi-finals day is done. 2,112 metres of the River Thames is now all that lies between the remaining rowers and a place in Henley history. 26 trophies are up for grabs on a Sunday that promises to deliver some extraordinary racing. We'll see you then. I hope you can join us.